Morning market is already alive. Merchants shout over one another, chickens dart between muddy boots, and the smell of fresh bread mixes with horse manure and wood smoke. A blacksmith's hammer rings in the distance while church bells echo across the town. You weave through the crowd, one hand pressed tightly against your aching arm. Yesterday, a wagon wheel crushed it. Today, the pain has become unbearable. There is no hospital waiting around the corner, no emergency room, no ambulance. Instead, your only hope stands beneath a striped red and white pole outside a small timber shop, the Barber. But don't let the name fool you. In the Middle Ages, the man who trimmed your beard was often the very same man who could pull your teeth, drain your blood, stitch your wounds, or, if fate demanded it, amputate your leg. You step inside. The room smells of hot iron, herbs, sweat, and old blood. Sunlight slips through narrow windows, revealing shelves lined with razors, knives, saws, forceps, brass bloodletting bowls, and bundles of dried medicinal plants hanging from the ceiling. A leather apron stained dark from years of work hangs beside the fireplace. This is no ordinary barber shop. It is a surgery. The barber studies your arm in silence before gently pressing around the swollen flesh. His face reveals little, but his eyes tell you enough. The injury is serious, far too serious for herbs alone. Unlike university-trained physicians who spent years studying ancient texts written by Galen and Hippocrates, barber surgeons learned through experience. They worked with their hands, not dusty manuscripts. Many apprenticed under older surgeons, watching, practicing, and repeating procedures until skill replaced fear. They weren't scholars, they were craftsmen. And in many towns, they were the only people willing to perform operations that others considered too dangerous. The barber reaches for a razor. Oddly enough, he begins by shaving the hair around your wound. Clean skin made treatment easier and reduced the chance of dirt entering the injury. Only after the shaving was complete did the real work begin. Outside, another customer waits patiently for a simple haircut. Inside, someone else is preparing for surgery. The contrast is almost impossible to imagine today. The same steady hands that shaped fashionable beards in the morning might amputate a crushed foot before sunset. There is no anesthesia, no antibiotics, no sterile operating room, only courage and speed, because speed can mean survival. The barber heats his instruments over the fire while an assistant wraps thick leather around a wooden stick. "You'll need to bite this," he says. Moments later, two strong men grip your shoulders. The operation begins. Pain explodes through your body. There is no escaping it. The room fills with the sound of sawing wood. Except it isn't wood. The barber works quickly, knowing every extra second increases blood loss. His greatest enemy isn't pain, it's infection. Even a successful operation can become a death sentence days later if the wound begins to rot. If the limb must come off completely, the final step is perhaps the most terrifying. A glowing iron is pressed against the open flesh to seal the blood vessels. The smell of burning flesh fills the room. Many patients faint long before the procedure ends. Those who remain conscious remember the moment forever. Yet despite the horror, these operations sometimes saved lives. Without them, crushed limbs, severe infections, or battlefield injuries almost always proved fatal. In a world without modern medicine, survival often depended on accepting unimaginable pain. Not every visitor needed surgery. Some came for bloodletting, one of the most common medical treatments in medieval Europe. Whether you suffered headaches, fever, or stomach pain, Bloodletting was often prescribed. Others arrived clutching swollen cheeks. Toothaches were relentless in an age without toothpaste, modern dentistry, or antibiotics. The barber's solution was simple. Grip the tooth with iron forceps. Pull. Hard. The patient screamed. The crowd outside barely noticed. Pain was an ordinary part of medieval life. The barber also stitched deep wounds, treated broken bones with wooden splints, lanced abscesses, and cleaned battlefield injuries. During times of war, barber surgeons followed armies across Europe, working among rows of wounded soldiers where every decision had to be made within seconds. There was little room for hesitation. A delayed operation often meant another funeral. Surprisingly, barber surgeons occupied an unusual place in medieval society. Many educated physicians considered surgery beneath them. They diagnosed illness, prescribed remedies, and consulted ancient medical texts, but often refused to perform manual operations themselves. That work belonged to the barber. Over time, barber surgeons became remarkably skilled. By the late Middle Ages, some cities even regulated their profession, requiring apprenticeships and examinations before a barber could legally practice surgery. Their reputation grew not because of theory, but because people could see the results with their own eyes. If a patient walked again, word spread quickly. If he died, everyone knew that too. Outside the shop, the famous barber's pole slowly turned in the breeze. Its red stripe represented blood. Its white stripes symbolized the bandages wrapped around wounded limbs. Some historians believe the pole itself resembled the wooden staff patients gripped tightly during bloodletting, encouraging veins to swell before the incision was made. Even today, thousands of barber shops around the world still display those familiar red and white stripes, though few people realize they are looking at one of medicine's oldest surviving symbols. As evening settles over the marketplace, the barber cleans his razors and wipes blood from his tools. Tomorrow he will trim beards, cut hair, treat boils, extract teeth, drain blood, perhaps even save another life. Or lose one. The line between healer and executioner has never been thinner. Looking back, it is easy to judge medieval medicine by modern standards. Many treatments were based on beliefs we now know were mistaken. Infection was poorly understood. Pain relief was limited. Countless patients suffered needlessly. Yet barber surgeons worked with the knowledge they had, serving communities that had nowhere else to turn. Without hospitals, advanced physicians, or modern surgical techniques, they stood on the front line between life and death. Every successful operation represented extraordinary courage from both the surgeon and the patient. So the next time you walk past the familiar red and white barber's pole, remember that it once represented far more than a haircut. Centuries ago, stepping through that doorway meant placing your life into the hands of a man carrying both a razor and a bone saw. You entered hoping for a shave. You left hoping to survive.